welcome back to Cut the Cuck. I'm Byron. At full over there's Chad, and we're here to talk about the sport that we love, but know absolutely nothing about.
That's it. And this weekend made it very clear that across Super Rugby and Six Nations, possession doesn't really win games. It's execution.
Execution.
Red zone efficiency. Have to score in the red zone. Happens. Ruck speed, discipline. If you look at the Super Rugby games, which we'll touch onto. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's cut the cuck.
Cut the cuck.
Chad,
Where
I'm happy
do you want to start?
Super Rugby. I just want to start with Super Rugby because it's back.
It's back, baby.
We were excited for it. I'm happy for it because of the time difference. I get to wake up sometimes on a Friday morning, but definitely on a Saturday morning. First thing, put the rugby on. It's a great way to start the day.
I wish I could say the same.
Well, it's the end of the day for you, but then you've got all the other rugbies in the morning for you.
I don't have any rugby in the morning.
Not now. But what about Six Nations?
I was up at 4 a.m. on Monday morning watching that game.
Okay, but that was the France Wales game. I'm talking about the other two.
At 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. We're having fun.
Perfect time to start watching rugby. What are you talking about?
No, Super Rugby. That first game,
cracker.
Yeah, absolutely set the stage for rugby, for Super Rugby. I was excited. I realized how much more exciting Super Rugby was in watching the URC. I know that might be a bit controversial. And I was keen. And then I watched the other games and I was a bit like,
Yeah, I think we spoke about this. Super Rugby definitely has more exciting running rugby than the URC. But I think the URC games, besides those at the top versus the bottom, which is normal, are a little more tightly contested.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm happy for the Crusaders to start the season off with a loss.
Of course you are.
it made me pretty happy. But I think there was a drastic drop in quality when you watched that Highlanders Crusaders game, and then that same evening we got to watch the Waratahs versus the Reds.
Yeah.
And no offense to the Australian sides, but it didn't have that same level of excitement, that same level of skill, that same level of fluidity, same level of creativity. I know that Highlanders and Crusaders are top sides, so it's hard to do that comparison. But it just didn't have it.
Yeah. It was good though. I was on the edge of my seat, and the way that it ended with that kick, it's got to be painful, hey? But I was just like, how good is rugby? I was so excited to watch rugby.
Yeah, that was good. The Drua Pacifica game as well. Exciting, Fiji always bring that element of wow.
It was like watching Sevens, just
Sevens with more people. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
It was cooked, and it was so hot there, and the Oaks were just sending it. I can't imagine doing that, because even like when I was watching, I was looking at the field, like the grass even looked like thick.
Yeah.
And when you got a new play on like lush, thick grass, your calves cramp.
And that humidity from the moist grass just constantly coming up like that. Can you imagine how hot and nasty those scrums were?
Yeah, I know.
I chose the Blues for this season, and they started off with a loss to the Chiefs, which I don't think is too big of a surprise. And then again, I loved that Blues Chiefs game. The Force Brumbies game as well. Just, Force started off with a nice and early try, and then things kind of restored to normal after that.
Yeah, that game I was pretty keen. Like I was surprised that the Brumbies didn't. I don't know. It felt like they didn't start off the way that first half was quite a little bit boring.
Yeah,
there was nothing flash about it, and then obviously the Brumbies came in and just that second half and
you look at the final score and you're like, okay, yeah, that's what we all expected.
Yeah, but I expected that to run throughout the whole game. But still, 24-56,
Yeah,
pretty big blowout.
yeah, we knew. But then this is when it starts to get interesting because we had, I guess you can call them all local derbies.
Mm-hmm.
Now next week it starts to get interesting because now you've got Canes versus Pacifica, Waratahs versus Drua, Highlanders Chiefs, at least New Zealand again, Force Blues, and then Crusaders Brumbies. Now, I think I've made it clear at least out of the Aussie sides, the only one that's threatening is Brumbies. So I think the Crusaders Brumby game is going to be good, and then the Highlanders Chiefs game is going to be really good. I'm going to watch the other three, but I don't have as high hopes for those games. Like I feel like Blues are going to run over the Force.
After watching what they did last week, I'd be
Yeah,
very surprised if it's not like a 20-point game.
we know that the Druids struggle to travel, so Waratah should run over them. And then I don't think it will be like a complete whitewash, but I think that Hurricanes will have an easy win against Pacifica.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that we were speaking about with Super Rugby. Um, what is Super Rugby missing? And I think it's the competition between all the sides. Now I know, I guess the easiest thing to do is compare URC to Super Rugby. And if you take the top URC sides, you take Glasgow, Jesus, Leinster, and the Stormers, and you put them up against any of the teams below them, you kind of expect there to for them to win in that top three. Whereas I feel like in Super Rugby, it's you have your New Zealand sides, and then everyone else just playing catch up.
Yeah, it's the A team versus the Bs.
Yeah.
Really.
And then I think the annoying thing, and again, there was the head of Super Rugby. I saw him in an interview, and he was saying that statistically, without the South African sides, Super Rugby is more successful if you look at the numbers and the number of people in the stadium compared to Super Rugby with the South African sides. And I just wondered where those stats came from, and
Yeah.
also what is he referring to? Because if you're just looking at number of people in a stadium, right? If you have two teams that are from the same country, it's a lot easier to fill that stadium. That's obvious. So if you're looking at that, I guess you can argue that it's more successful. But I can't imagine that Crusaders versus the Blue Bulls didn't have more people watching internationally than Crusaders versus Highlanders last week. Because then you've got a whole extra country tuning in to watch the game. And when they had the Pumas in Super Rugby, they had an additional country watching the games because then those fans are interested to see what happens in the other games as well. So I thought when he said statistically it's doing better, I was like, that's a weird thing to say. But also, if we're just talking about quality, they argue now that URC's quality has increased and Super Rugby's quality has decreased. Now, I'm not saying that's because of South Africa, but I think it's because there's an additional high quality club sides involved. So even if those club sides were coming from any other country, I still think just the addition of high quality competition week in and week out is what's making the difference.
Right. Yeah. No, 100%.
That sounded like a long way to explain it, but I think I made it right.
No, you got there in the end. No, but it's
Yeah.
true. It's yeah, it is a bit weird. Yeah, that's I don't know. I would love to know more about that. I'm obviously I like the stats. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
I mean, compared to like maybe if you comparing to like a Lions game when
Well, see,
no one
that's
went.
the thing. So you look at the stadium and you go, oh, they only sold 5,000 tickets where it seats 88,000.
Yeah.
Not very successful. But also the Lions, even in Super Rugby, barring those few seasons, was a bottom of the log team.
Yeah. But
And
even
we
then,
would
like if you're not looking at just the stadium, growing up in Joburg, every oak that supported the Lions was tuning in to watch the Lions game with a brandy in hand.
Even 4 o'clock in the morning, people were
Yeah,
waking up, having come over and watched the game. So if you look, when he said statistically we have more viewership, I was like, how? That
yeah,
doesn't like it doesn't. Maybe if you're looking at the number of possible people who could be watching from those countries, there's a
yeah.
higher percentage, but it can't be a higher number of total viewers
It's impossible. You've
because
lost 60 million.
now South Africans, some of them still watch Super Rugby, of course, because they love the
Yeah,
sport and they think it's a great competition, which it is. But definitely not as many people are going to wake up at 4 o'clock to watch. Well, let's have a look at this. There's a 3:35 game, Crusaders versus Brumbies Sunday morning, which in South Africa would be 4:35 in the morning. I can't imagine more than 5% of the people who would normally wake up to watch Crusaders versus the Blue Bulls, Crusaders versus the Stormers, Crusaders versus the Sharks,
yeah, no,
or when Lions were having their season where they were winning Super Rugby, you would have then Crusaders versus the Lions, and people would wake up at 4 o'clock. So I don't see how you're having more viewership, maybe a higher conversion of viewership.
yeah. Be more people watching the highlights on YouTube.
Yeah. Which I have to give up to Super Rugby because they do get their highlights out very quickly.
No, it's actually so good.
It's very impressive. But overall, what's your opinion on the first week?
I really liked it. I was into it. I don't know if it was just me, but it seemed like, and not just this isn't just with Super Rugby. It felt like there was so much kicking, just heaps of it, and I think it's because of what we spoke about 1 or 2 pods ago about there being that open up the space, make it contestable,
Yeah.
and teams that can kick that ball an extra 20 meters up and then regather the ball. I feel like everybody's jumping on that bandwagon at the moment.
Well, I mean, how
I'm
else
for
we
it.
get up the field? Yeah, if you're playing against a solid defense and you go 6-7 phases and you've made 3 meters,
Oh God, I can't believe it. I hate that I just thought of that stupid meme. Sorry. I'm just more disappointed in myself than anything.
if you only go 3 meters after 6 phases, and then if you kick, you have the chance to go 20 meters, regather the ball, and then the defense is on the back foot.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair strategy. I mean, defenses have become so good. If you look at, well, we haven't spoken about it yet, but you look at Italy over the last 2 games. You know how hard it is to run 20, 30 phases and make
Over
your
and
way
over.
up the field without kicking? I
Yeah.
feel like defenses have gotten so good at handling regular running rugby, charging rugby, that without the kick, we're just going to have Oaks running into one another for 100 phases and make no realistic ground.
Unless you're Wales, because that's what's we're going on topic here, but that's
Yeah,
pretty
we
much
said
what.
good defenses.
Yeah. And that was such a big. So let's just go straight into Six Nations.
Okay, moving on to
Super
Six
Rugby.
Nations. Super Rugby,
Super
great.
Rugby,
But Six
really
Nations.
great. Good job. Really keen to keep watching it. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully the Aussie teams come into their straps and don't get.
I want it to be that. I don't want it to just be the New Zealand sides. I know I'm giving Super Rugby shit.
Yeah.
I want, like, it's fun to watch the Reds beat, the Crusaders, which rarely ever freaking happens, which is why it would be so cool to see.
I just want the Aussie teams to sort their discipline out because it's just penalty, 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 like all the time. It's very
See,
frustrating.
but I think that's just kind of like the side effect of constantly being on the back foot at the breakdown.
Both teams, though.
Yeah, well, like we said, good defense.
Yeah, it was just. It gets frustrating to watch when there's just that many penalties, and then when they go up against a team like the Highlanders or Crusaders or whatever, it's
Yeah, you
just
get
going to be
punished.
one-way traffic. Yeah,
Yeah, you give away double-digit penalties against a good side, and it's very hard to win the game.
yeah. Sorry, we're going back to
Still on Super Rugby. Yeah.
I want to ask you what the hell happened with your Super Rugby fantasy side, because my God.
I haven't even looked at it. I'm assuming I'm somewhere near the bottom, if not the bottom. I set my side, I think 2 weeks before Super Rugby started. Didn't pick a captain. Uh, didn't realize, well, I knew there were injuries, but I forgot to change him. I had my captain as a prop who didn't play. Um, I did say that I hate Super Rugby, but I will do it this season. So I've got time to fix it. We'll
Hate
see
Super
for
Rugby or
next week.
fantasy?
The same thing. No, I love Super Rugby because it is a good competition. I'm not a fan of fantasy, but I'm playing it.
Yeah. Well, you're laying the pod down, mate. You're supposed to be someone who knows about a little bit about rugby, and your team looks like
Yeah,
you
but
picked.
again, like I said, I said it 2 weeks before the first game, going, it should be all right. I should play close. I should pay closer attention to it. So I'll fix it for next week.
You better, because you bringing the pod down, mate.
Well, as long as you
I'm
win,
carrying.
then it's that's what really matters because you're a local and you can make us proud.
Yeah, I'll try my best, but yeah, just pick it up. I think
Okay.
what we'll do on maybe the Thursday or even the Friday morning, send me your team. I'll post yours and your team, my team next to each other, and we can let the people say.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, you can win each week. Yeah, you can have those bragging rights. It wouldn't affect me.
Sick. Done. I'll get something. Yeah, no, I was quite keen on that. One of the players two of the players I'm a big fan, mainly because they both play for the Marcos. Noah Hotham for Crusaders.
Class,
He's good, hey? He's
class.
100% going to be. And I felt bad for him because that was his first game back after his injury. He was only supposed to play like 60 minutes. Went back onto the bench, getting some water. Then Carl Preston got injured, had to go back on and play the rest. Like, can you imagine that's your first game back and you basically slugged out almost 80 minutes?
And quality 80 minutes.
So good. That little chip over the like little, I don't even know what it was, like a pop over the back of his head when he kicked it over the
Oh
ruck and
yeah.
scored a try. Amazing. That was like some Tony Brown stuff from when he was at the Highlanders.
Ooh.
I also have one more thing that I wanted to talk about. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going back here with
I don't care.
the Highlanders beating the Crusaders. Given that the Highlanders had a pretty bad season last year, um, compared to all the other New Zealand teams,
Mm-hmm.
and Jamie Joseph is the coach for the Landers, and he's obviously
Yeah, the commentators did not stop talking about that.
the notice, but
Uh, all over it.
yeah, like
But go ahead.
does it like put him in, like basically put him in the seat and say you are the coach now?
So what the commentators were saying, which kind of made sense when you look at it, they were saying that if you look at Highlanders last season, they didn't have a great season, and then for all this attention to be on him, for him to take their words, not mine, for them to take a mediocre side and do good things with them, puts him in pole position to become the next coach of the All Blacks.
I mean, mediocre
And then,
sides. There's some
yeah, that's
pretty.
why I said their words, not mine, because I wouldn't call them a mediocre side. Um, but I thought that was a good assessment of the situation. I think that given the quality of the Highlanders compared to some of the other New Zealand sides, I don't think there should be an expectation for them to win every game against New Zealand opposition. But
You don't reckon? I think they've got some absolute cracker players there.
yeah, but they're also struggling with injuries, a lot of injuries.
Yes, it is, but
You know,
still, they've got a pretty.
so
Yeah,
I think that just going off whether or not he will be the All Black coach, I think the performance they put in, and I think unfortunately for him, every game is going to be scrutinized to an unbearable level by New Zealand rugby and everyone around it. And I feel like every game's going to have that conversation kind of in it, whether it's direct or indirect. And I think it's just going to play out. The better he does, the easier it is for him to say that that role's mine, because then who else are you going to pick?
Yeah.
But if you just go off game one, sure, I don't see why he wouldn't get it. Who else are you
Yeah.
going to give it to?
And I wonder what that'll mean for the Highlanders, because then obviously he'll be out. Because
Yeah, I mean, it sucks.
the international season starts soon.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
And I feel bad for them. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. But another one to watch out for, Tava Nawai, the number 12. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
if he didn't get injured last year, he would have absolutely been playing against Springboks stuff, because he did play in the black jersey. But man, he is so good, incredible.
I wanted to bring up his name. Oh, this is a weird stat sheet. Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah, but those are my two absolute crackers. And obviously, Will Jordan came on and had an impact, which is fantastic.
Always. He's so good.
Yeah.
He's unbearably good.
I saw, was it yesterday, that they were talking about the New Zealand rugby basically allow their All Blacks to play only certain amount of minutes.
Yeah, the Springboks do the same. I think all international sides have to manage the minutes.
But I think they do it pretty rough here. So that's why he didn't start. And I feel like if he started, it would have been higher.
A different game. Yeah, of course. Someone of that quality, the longer he's on the field, huge difference. Yeah, he's great. Would they have won? Possibly.
I reckon.
If he started. I mean, he's full of magical moments.
He's the Caden Moody of...
Yeah, but he's just more consistent. Yeah. Also, I think the thing with him is he finds ways to make an impact when there shouldn't be that moment.
Yeah.
Like from his position on the field, from what's going on around him, when it happens, it's just like, God damn it, that's annoying.
It's so... It's watching him play live, watching him run, it looks like he's putting in zero effort and doesn't even want to be there. But he's also moving at like the speed of light and just pops up in the middle of nowhere.
Everywhere.
When there's that I always think of that stupid chip kick that always happens, and he always just gets the ball. Him and Barrett, it's so good. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's class. Yeah. That's why, like, whoever takes over as the New Zealand coach, I mean, they're spoiled with quality. We know that.
Yeah.
It's just putting it all together. And then who do you put with who? Because if you you saw them this weekend, there's class when they connect, but like sometimes there's a better player, but does he connect? That's normal rugby coaching stuff.
I wonder what will happen. I also heard that apparently some of the New Zealand rugby people went over to Japan to speak to Steve Hansen. Can you imagine if he comes back? Was it to wait and see?
I don't think they need to complicate it. I think they know what they want. They should just go ahead and do it.
I don't understand how they don't have a person yet. Like if you're firing an Oak, and this was not on the Rand sheet, but if you're going to fire an Oak, you surely had to have a backup.
Someone in mind. At least send him a text beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like, you're having dinner with him and you're like, how would you feel about coaching New Zealand? And he'll be like, they'll be sick. And you're like, okay, cool. We can fire this other Oak.
Yeah. But
you fire him and they're like, we're not going to speak to anybody for 6 months and let's see what happens.
Yeah. Hopefully someone will just come knocking on the door and say, I'll do it.
Hey guys, I've heard you looking for a coach. I've done it before, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, crazy. Because we're coming up really close to that
first international window,
and I hope it doesn't affect the greatest rivalry. Is what I'm really worried about. It's a bit selfish, but
when we spoke about it the last time, regardless of what's happening, New Zealand will show up in South Africa, and each game will be a battle.
Yeah, it'd be Ardie Savia as the coach and captain.
And then when they go to the US, I don't actually care what happens.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does. It's such a weird.
It's a fourth. It's a fourth test. You know, if it's 2-1 and they go there and someone draws the series 2-2, that's so disappointing.
Yeah.
And if it's 2-1 and someone goes there to win it 3-2, so what?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't actually matter.
No.
Because if you draw the series, then you should have had 5 games. Or you leave it at 3 games. This fourth game I think it's a money grab.
Money grab. 100%. Yeah. Has to be.
And at the end of the day, you know what? Give them more money. I'm not against it. If that's what it takes, give them more money. Throw money at them. I'm for it.
Yeah.
All right, now we can actually move over to Six Nations.
Yes, let's do it.
Because it is so exciting. The quality of rugby is so good. Unless you're Wales.
Yeah. the Welsh just got absolutely dicked on.
But also from every angle.
And from the beginning.
In that sense, it was his debut.
Yeah.
And he looked better than all the Welsh players.
Yeah, it was...
Except Rhys Summit.
Watching them play, the French play, and how easy it was for them to just suck in defenders, push it out wide, score a try, it shouldn't be that easy.
No,
because they did it every single time, and I was getting frustrated. And I know I like the kicking, the box kicking. I think it's a good thing, especially when you can get the ball back. But they weren't getting the ball back, and they were kicking it to the edge where they would all go and bunch, and no one was chasing from him besides Rhys Summit. Every time they kicked the ball, he was the only oak going.
It's got to be so hard for him because when he plays for Bath, they're a quality side in the Premiership.
Yeah.
And then he's got to come back to Wales, and he's just like, come on, somebody do something.
Yeah, it's just, but
and then when Wales did spread, then the scrum half just did a little zip through. They're easy. It was Wales didn't have an answer for anything, unfortunately.
No.
And I feel like France landed up taking their foot off the pedal as the game went on, and they were just like, well, you know, we don't need to hit every ruck hard. We don't need to hit every maul hard because we're going to score anyway.
Yeah, no, it was really frustrating to watch. Like they just need to get. They don't even have the basics right. Like it was just.
Look, I also think you have to, because I just feel so bad giving Wales shit week in and week out. We also have to say that France did play great rugby.
No, they did.
And they did make it difficult for Wales to even implement the basics.
I think they just made it so easy for
France.
You're right. Like at the end, I thought that the French were just at a training session.
Yes. Yeah.
They were just doing the motions, getting the ball out wide, scoring a try, sucking in players. Yeah.
For that French game, their number 4, the lock, Oliver.
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking athlete.
Yeah.
He's huge, right? Huge. Long legs, giant body, runs like an outside center. Hands like an outside center. He is a problem for anybody. Because he's also got that Snyman sort of running style.
I was going to say, I'm keen to see him and Snyman and Eben giving a crack at it. But him and Achia will be a good little contest.
Yeah, he's proper quality. I'm interested to see what he does in the last game, the England-France game. Or, after, you know, how it's going. Maybe the big game is the France-Scotland game.
France-Italy. It's my game.
Yeah, the problem is that one's in Paris.
Oh, yeah. And it's like what you said, all their home games, other than the Welsh, have all
unless you're playing Wales, all the home teams are winning.
Yeah.
So that's something to look out for the rest of these games.
But which game are we talking about next?
Let's do Ireland, Italy.
Man, fucking Italy are more of a problem than I thought.
Yeah.
Italy are getting
Um,
really good at a rapid rate. Their
their
scrum, their
scrum.
forwards, dude. And I remember when we watched Italy play us last year.
I know we had a red card, but their scrum scared the shit out of us.
Yeah, more than one. And we were complaining about them scrumming in. We were saying, this doesn't look right. What. I did think there was a little bit of that going on. But the last, when was it? The one where they just absolutely
Oh, yeah,
blew
where
them away.
I saw a meme as he was coming up that started playing, I believe I can fly.
And that's what it was so bad. Like, I haven't seen anybody do that to Ireland.
Besides us,
Yeah, besides
the
us.
last time we played them, yeah.
That's got to be demoralizing.
Hmm.
Like, that was, yeah.
Now, I want to have that debate because there was the post-match interview with the Italian captain, and he gave props to Holly. I know we're Team Holly. Great game. He supported her decisions. And I think on the field, Holly was fantastic. Again, best referee currently in World Rugby, Holly. You think that was a forward pass, or not a forward pass, but it was called back for a forward. Holly also was unsure and decided to go off the TMO's recommendation.
I know that again. The TMO comes in and fucks it up.
So I watched it back because you told me to watch it back. The question here is because with momentum, the ball does go forward.
Yeah.
With momentum, the ball goes forward. But then the argument is it forward out of the hands and momentum carries it forward? Or is it backwards or flat out of the hands and it's momentum that carries it forward? Going off our conversation, you think it was flat or backwards out of the hand?
Flat at best. I think
Yeah.
that wasn't a forward pass.
I think where the TMO got that one wrong was he didn't consider that at that speed, even if you pass flat, the ball goes forward.
Yeah, 100%. And it wasn't even. But it wasn't like it was 5 meters. It wasn't like a massive forward momentum
No, it was
anyway.
in line with the runner.
Yeah, it's. But this is the thing about the TMO coming in and ruining great plays, because that was an absolutely fantastic play.
Pass. Yeah.
Was not a forward pass.
Changed the
And
whole game.
100%, because Italy would have had that momentum. They would have had that like extra fierce behind them and kind of not knocked the wind out of their sails. Took away that momentum that they worked so hard for.
What I do like though is I think we both agree the TMO got that one wrong. What I did agree with was Holly going, from here, I can't tell. You've got a better view of the screen than I do. I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah.
And we've seen Holly before disagree with the TMO and go with what she's seeing.
Yeah.
So I think in that situation, the on-field ref made the right call. And unfortunately, we think the TMO got it wrong. It's such a hard one because the ball does go forward.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt about it. It does, because he passes it behind the full halfway line and goes just in front of the halfway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But then it's up to the TMO to look at whether or not the ball goes forward out of the hand.
Yeah.
And I guess if you have to, I would say you give the benefit of the doubt. If you can't, if you can't, beyond no, that's court. What's the wording they use for rugby? It's if there's no definitive proof. Geez, like it, that took forever. If there's no definitive proof, then you go for what the on-field decision is. And
Yeah.
if you don't have an on-field decision, then the benefit of the doubt should go to the attacking team.
Yeah. But the TMO in that one said the ball clearly went forward. And
Which,
yes,
like
it did. But
exactly,
it didn't come out
that's
of
the whole thing. Yeah, he didn't consider then what else the next thing to look at.
Yeah.
Because the ball does go forward, but did it go forward out of the hands?
See, this is when I want the referees to do a discussion, a press conference, and just like explain how they got to that decision. And when I saw Holly and she was like, "Oh, are you sure?" And the
Yeah,
GMO was like, "No, it's definitely for." And she was like, oh, "Okay, it's far away, but I'll take you for it."
that's what I'm saying. In that
Yeah,
situation, for her, she has to rely on the TMO.
and I understand because they are essentially all of the refs are a team. They trust
Yeah,
each
if
other. They
someone
work.
says, I definitely believe it's a try, you go, homie said it, we have to trust him. That's the
Yeah,
only way that quartet works.
yeah.
Um,
But yes, I was not a happy chappy. Eh?
but I think it's regardless of that, Italian rugby is now at a place where they haven't been before.
I know.
And that is almost beating Ireland in Dublin in the Six Nations. That is beating Scotland in Six Nations. Now,
Yeah,
look, this weekend coming, it's a tough one for them. They've got to play
yeah.
France in France.
Can you
I
imagine?
think it.
Can you imagine
The problem is,
if
I
they pulled
don't.
off? I'm buying an Italy jersey. I'm buying one.
That's fair enough because the only thing is I don't know who's going to stop France from getting this Grand Slam.
I don't think there's going to be anyone, to be honest. At this point, the whole Six Nations is a
Race for
uh,
second.
race for second.
Yeah,
There's no one
and
else I can see beating them.
we know who's getting the wooden spoon. Um, so yeah. So look, even if Italy don't beat France, but they don't get whitewashed like everyone France has played so far, it goes on to prove that Italian rugby is at a very good place.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens this weekend because if they don't get absolutely whitewashed, and if England beat Ireland, which I reckon they will, and I think England will come back with a bit of vengeance. If we look at the table, Ireland's going to be pretty far down, like from a points difference, because they're already 1 point behind on the log.
Italy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I mean, if Italy can win with a bonus point, if they're super lucky and they get 2 bonus points against France, which the way the French have been playing is a big ask, but I mean, to do that against France would be huge for them. Obviously, not to win the Six Nations, but for them not to be fifth, to be fourth, to be third, even second, which would be outrageous. But for them to come fourth or third in this season, man, I know you look at little victories throughout the season or throughout the life cycle of like an up and coming nation. They would no longer be up and coming. They would be a force to be reckoned with. And I think also, I hope that they can keep that momentum going into the World Cup
yeah,
because I think it would be good for South Africa to have one really hard game in the group stages.
yeah. No, that's also true. That's going to say because and Italy's got one more, I say, guaranteed win because they play Wales.
Yeah. Yeah, look,
Oh,
it's you can't say guaranteed win, but I mean it would take so much for
yeah,
Wales to win that game. Look, the game that is the last game um, of
the Six
the
Nations.
Six
Yeah.
Nations for them, and it is in Wales. But if you look at what Wales has put out so far, I don't see them.
If the Italians can keep scrumming the way that they did, and Wales keep kicking the ball and knocking the ball on, that game's going to be there's going to be no forwards left because they're all going to be in the bin for penalty after penalty after penalty
Yeah,
after
that's
penalty.
that scrum is going to be exciting, and that also makes Italy England in March so, especially if Ireland beat England,
Yeah,
there's so much that can happen. So much that can happen.
yeah,
What I do believe, though, is I think France are going to end this season with the Rayburn Shield.
yeah. Then we take it off with them. It's easy, easy. Um,
It,
yeah,
I do want to. I do have a few points from that Scotland England game. If you're ready to jump onto it,
yeah. Let's do it.
I think what Scotland did so well was that they came out to play disregarding the run that England have been on. They came out there to play their game of rugby, and from the get, I think it put England on the back foot. They
100%.
didn't show them any respect. They didn't say, "Look, you've beat New Zealand, you've beat blah blah blah. We're coming for you," and it worked
Yeah.
because they were all over England from that first whistle.
I know, it was so good to see. But with England now, so they've obviously been on this crazy tear and playing really good rugby and everything, but they haven't been under pressure really for quite a while. And as soon as they were under pressure, it kind of felt like the wheels didn't like completely fall off and they didn't get, but they didn't
They didn't have a
handle it
way
well.
back.
No,
No.
they were kind of just stuck in this rut. And then the players, like if you looked at the players on the field, hands on hips, just not having any of it, were almost like pouting.
Yes. Yeah, like, why aren't we winning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It felt
Well,
like
look,
that.
I think that's just a side effect of winning so many games in a row.
Yeah, maybe. But like, and I
Good
don't
on
want to take
Scotland.
anything away from Scotland. Scotland did amazing, and
Everything.
that's why
They did everything. Solid defense.
yeah.
The
I'd like to see the stats in that
cameraman
game.
was rude as hell because that drop goal attempt from Ford that got charged down, and also the pace of the outside centre. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Carl Sain's the wing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the pace. But then the cameraman goes straight to Steve Bothwick's face.
Yeah.
And they left it on there for like 6-7 seconds. And I was like, this guy's got no regard, because that was wild.
Yeah.
To zoom in on his face like that, because that was some real disappointment. And then I've got again, these commentators every now and then have zingers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the one from the Scotland-England game, but I'm going to repeat it for you because I thought it was hilarious. He was talking about Finn Russell, and in all the chaos, he's still calm, simple ball over. They got through, they scored the try. And he goes, look how relaxed he is. He looks like a sloth at a day spa. I thought that was brilliant. They also had another one, I can't remember it, where England was struggling to keep up with Scotland. And he said something along the lines of, I can't remember it now. It looks like they're running.
You're nailing this.
In a field of corn or something like that. But anyway, the commentators, I love them. Quality lines. I guess there's one controversial topic from that game. Ben Earl's try. There was the forward pass to Pollock.
Oh, yes.
That they didn't come back for. I would say that one was more forward.
That one was
the Italian
forward, not more forward. The Italian one wasn't forward.
Yeah, that one was. See, and this, I think, why our idea of a referee conference, post-match press conference, would be amazing, because now we can go, all right, you didn't think it was forward. Tell us why.
Yeah, and I'm not saying we're not saying go and change the score. The game's
no,
over,
of course not. The decision's made. Mistakes are made. You can't get every decision right. I think at the end of the day, the referee, and we've had situations where that wasn't the case, where the referee's trying to have it as fair as possible and have the game flow. I think every referee at that level is coming into the game with that in mind. They want to be a good ref. They want the game to be fair, and they want the rules to be followed. And I think it's okay, even though we hate it, for them to make the occasional mistake, especially for the ref on the field. What I don't think you can get away with, especially for how long it takes, is for the TMO to get the decision wrong.
Yeah.
Because there's many times where the on-field ref will say, no problem, it's an important call, take your time, make sure you get it right. And then he's got 3 angles, probably 6 screens set up, fast forward, slow motion, playback, fast. You can't. If you get it wrong, you at least need to have the right explanation.
100%.
Why you? And if you look at that one and you say, I think it's forward, I want to have a look at it, and then you look at it and you go, it's not forward because it left his hands backwards. But if you look at that one, it didn't. And if you look at where he caught it, was in front of the passer. So now you're going through that process of elimination because you have the time, and when you come to the wrong conclusion, you should have an explanation.
Agree.
Anyway, that was the only thing that I had for that game. You were looking at stats for that game. What did you want to talk about?
I lost them.
Okay. Well, yeah. Big ups to Scotland because when we tried to predict the Six Nations, it didn't look like this.
Not even close. I completely wrote off Italy, and I am okay with being wrong because it's been amazing to watch.
I also think we
busy falling.
gave England too much, apparently.
Yeah.
And you said Scotland would do better than everyone thinks, but I don't think they'd do this well.
I mean, they've only won one game, but
Yeah, they did lose to Italy.
Yeah.
Too bad
But
you
also-
can't do rugby math that way. Otherwise, Italy beats England, which would be fantastic.
Oh, I actually am. I'm not. We did the whole thing, and I'm supposed to be supporting England. Fine.
You can't do it. I don't blame you.
I can't do it. I'm Scotland or Italy.
Italy. Yeah. I mean, look, I got France, which probably means that I win.
You've already won. Yeah.
But like also, if France plays Scotland or France play Italy, I'm not supporting France because I
Yeah.
want that upset because it's so good for the other nations. So yeah,
It's going to be interesting because the games have been pretty good, and like Italy's
So
come out
exciting.
and doing great things. Straight after that, they go. Well, straight after, it's in.
yeah. There's that break in between after this weekend. Yeah,
Yeah. But then in July, Italy's going to be.
yeah. Now
ready to
I'm really excited to see what Italy does against the Southern Hemisphere sides because
Do we play them? We do play them, eh?
eventually, I don't know if it's in this first one or the second one.
Oh yeah, we do.
What is the competition called now? It's got a new name.
Nations Championship, because they go before they play us. So they're obviously going to have played Six Nations. They're going to get, even if they go and they lose, not the Wales game, the other two lose and win Wales. They go and they play Japan, All Blacks, and then Australia. And
If
then
they can
play us.
win, if they can win 2 out of the 3 there,
I
my
think they've got a
goodness.
chance against Japan, and you could argue Australia.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I wouldn't. I mean, goodness, what New Zealand did to them in the last World Cup was hurtful.
Yeah.
Very, very unnecessary. But I think Italian rugby has gotten so much better since then. I think Italy beat Japan. They probably come short to the All Blacks, regardless of what's happening with their coaches and that sort of thing. And then depending on what Australia is up to, because during the rugby championship, there was hope as when the season started for them.
Yeah.
And then as the championship went on, it was like, I guess we lost them again. So let's. And then I don't think they had a good end of year tour.
No.
So it's going to be interesting. I think that again is going to depend on what Australia is up to at the time. But I would say that would be Italy's chance to win 2 out of 3, which would be huge on tour.
Well, the Aussies start their campaign against Ireland, and then
I know they got a
France.
rough start. Ireland, France, Italy.
Yeah, so
Morale could be pretty low by the time Italy comes around.
And then you're getting scrummed backwards.
Yeah, good on Italy for that scrum. That is an impressive scrum.
It is such a big weapon for them, and I hope they keep on using it, and it's going to make that World Cup game, if they can keep it up, keep this momentum up until
The World
next
Cup?
year and a half, whew, it's going to be good. We're going to see old Vilko Low starting, not coming off the bench. Oh,
Those tree stump legs versus tree stump legs. I'm
yeah,
excited.
that'll be so good.
So that's the Six Nations. Quality competition this year. I am completely enthralled.
Just rugby. Rugby's been really good this year.
Oh, Super Rugby. Not to go too far back to it. What did you think of the laws? I thought it worked
Uh,
brilliantly.
Absolutely fantastic. The no one coming into the ruck, I think, is
After saying
great.
use it,
Yep.
perfect. Loved it. Yeah,
TMO was nowhere to be seen.
yeah. Game
Kept the game
flowed
going.
smoothly. The calls were right.
Yep.
I did think who refereed the first game? Who's got the black
Ben
hair?
O'Keefe? No, Ben O'Keefe was the other one.
Yes, yeah, it was him.
Was
I'm
it?
sure it was him.
What do you think? I like the refs' kits. The referees' kits are pretty
You
cool.
can't fucking miss him. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. The New Zealand ones, I like them.
I do think I believe it was Ben O'Keefe. I'm trying to check, but I'm not going to find it by the time I want to get my points across. I do think with the new laws, the commentator said the same thing. It's got to be hard. He did Six Nations last week with their rules, and then came to Super Rugby this week and had to implement all the new rules, the passing back for the 50-22, not being reliant on the TMO. I did think he missed a few things, but I do think his performance was great. So, did he miss those things in order to let the game flow? Possibly. But that would be the only thing I would talk about. I guess to share on my own referee journey, Mr. Chad.
Yep.
I refed a festival this past weekend, so 3 games in a row.
Jesus.
But they were short games. It was for under 12s, so it was just
Okay.
it was jogging around the field. No offense to them, they're not that fast, even though I'm slow. But on the 1st of March would be my first. Here they call them seniors, but it's basically open, so 18 plus.
Yeah.
I'll ref my first game on the 1st.
That's sick. First off, March.
Yeah, 1st of March. And then at the end of the month is the proper accreditations. So I've got all of the certificates on the World Rugby site that you're supposed to get. Some of those questions are very tricky for the law. And I've actually learned a few things that I thought I knew, but I was wrong. A lot of it's to do with the in goal area that I was getting, that I learned the most about. When it's a 5 meter scrum, when it's a 22, when it's a goal line. But the whole point of that with the Ben O'Keefe thing is I get it why sometimes you would see an offense but choose to ignore it because it wasn't big enough to have an effect on the game. And if you had blown for it to stop it, it would slow the game down.
Yeah.
So I think that's something new that I've learned. So I wonder now at the top level how much of that is done. Because I can understand at like the under 14 level, you don't want to call every knock on because there's so many knock ons. But at that level, I feel like any infringement, no matter how big or small, needs to be called.
You reckon? Like, are you talking about like at internationals?
At international level, maybe not Super Rugby. I can see the argument, but at an international level, especially at the World Cup, the smallest knock on. Now, when I use knock on, I think it's also important that it's knocked straight down is not a knock on.
Yeah, no, forward.
And a lot of referees see that and just say knock on. I'm like, bruh, they went straight down.
Yeah.
But I think at that level, you have to call everything. Even if it makes the game more boring, it's up to the other teams to be better. It's not up to you to ignore them fucking up to let the game flow.
You are literally the best in the world. Do better.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's like, I look, if you knock it on, I'm calling it. If you don't roll away, I'm calling it. You need to be better. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. Well, that's exciting.
Refereeing. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think you should do it too.
I keep getting ads on Facebook to join up the referee, but you can't join the Tasman. So I might. I'll see. I need to email them. See what the
it also adds a different dynamic for the show because now you got 2 arsehole referees talking about the game instead of just 2 arseholes talking about the game.
Yeah, I might do it. I just have to start running because I don't even think I can run a kilometer. I think if I ran a kilometer, I'd pull both hamstrings and pop a lung.
Look, I haven't, like I said, I haven't refed a senior game yet. But the the under 14s that I did 9,500 steps on the field. So whatever that equates
Like
to,
almost
that's
10Ks.
no, never, can't be. That's ridiculous.
That's what I'm normally about there. So,
Okay, well, whatever it is, that's how fit you need to be.
okay, that's like me running to town and back.
There you go. So I think you can do it. We do get to see something fun today. The Varsity Cup starts.
Not we. I don't.
Okay.
I get to watch the highlights in Super Sport.
Even on Supersport, we get to see the new law in action.
I hope that somebody pulls it off. Game one, try one.
Game 1, 4:45 in the afternoon. Shimlas vs Marties. I hope we see, because I was thinking about it. If you score in the corner, or for more, or for winger, something like that, and your kicker's kicking at 75% or lower, take it.
Yeah.
Why not?
You're going to miss that kick anyway.
You're going to miss the kick, so give it a go. But if you're in, and then obviously if you're behind and you're trying to make points up, but yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Shimlas vs Marties, 4:45 today, and then the other 3 games, CUT versus Northwest University, UJ versus Emirates, and Dux versus Ikes.
That'll be a goodie.
Yeah, the last game. Well, it's weird because they're all on at the same time except for the early game. So on Supersport, they're only going to show Shimlas Marties and then Tux UCT. So we'll see what happens.
I wish they showed them on YouTube. They'd probably make more money off of ad revenue.
You're actually probably right. If they just live stream it to YouTube, they'd make more money than what Supersport's probably paying them.
Because when I was watching the pre-seasons for the Crusaders, there was like 20,000 people
watching on YouTube.
Yeah, and that was the preseason game.
Yeah, YouTube kind of changed the whole thing because it's possible now for anyone to just put it up. I mean, this weekend was Sevens 2 in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Which is also a big shout out. This is the first Sevens competition in Africa that was not in South Africa.
Yeah.
The ladies did great. They only lost 1 game to Brazil. And then I actually don't know what the end result is because I didn't get to catch all the games. I did get to watch some of them. But very successful competition and sold out for both days.
Yeah. It was pretty cool to watch. Like I watched some of them. So good.
Let's see the results. Because it was hard to it wasn't the same format. Each team played 5 games, I think it was. And then you had the result from that. So it looks like it was Argentina women who won and Germany men's won the tournament. What's crazy is we lost to Brazil, but we beat Argentina. This is the women Blitzbox.
Yeah.
But obviously, I guess with point difference and stuff, it wasn't enough to take the title. Because I can't find a log anywhere.
I was looking at one. I can send you one. It's on one of my things, yeah.
But yeah, so major shout out to Nairobi. Sevens 2 will have another stop in Montevideo and Sao Paulo.
But yeah, it was a good weekend for upsets though, like as a whole, like that Zimbabwe update. So like a quick recap for everyone that didn't know, the upsets that happened this weekend was Zimbabwe beat Australia in the T20 World Cup. Insane, so good. I haven't been that excited for a cricket game in such a long time, and I don't even support Zimbabwe. Well, I didn't think I supported them until then.
Yeah, but I mean,
India beat Pakistan by 61 runs. Yeah, 100%. England narrowly beat Nepal. That was crazy. Obviously, Scotland beat England. Ireland beat Italy, but I think they got robbed. And yeah, obviously, no surprise, no upset, other than being Welsh. And the one thing that was a bit heartbreaking was I don't remember the last time I saw the Wales Stadium. What's it called?
No, Murrayfield's Scotland.
The Palace, whatever. That empty, not sold out. First time I think I've ever seen it like that.
It's hard. Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. Hard to get behind your team when you can't win a game. Look at the Lions.
Yeah, it's tough.
Also, when France is coming over on a Sunday, hard to sell at the stadium when you know your country's going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still go if tickets were affordable and I lived in Wales. But yeah, it's a tough ask.
I'm thinking about going to that Italy game in Wellington in July.
I think you might be in for a goodie.
I'll see how we go.
In cricket news, since we just spoke about it, England are giving Italy a lesson.
I mean,
Kind of expected it, but Italy did get their first ever World Cup win, so that's a massive win for them. They can take that one back home.
yeah, Italy sports on the up.
Except for their football side, but that's not diving.
It doesn't matter.
All right, Chad. Anything else rugby related you would like to foretell the peoples?
I don't think so. I think I'm excited for the games next week. We have let's bring up those games. We've got England versus Ireland. Ireland going in as the heavy favourites for that
Underdog.
one. Jesus. Wales versus Scotland in Wales.
So Scotland keep the Rayburn Shield for another game?
Probably. I can't see them. But who knows? Maybe the Welsh do something, but
They all start taking steroids from today until Saturday.
I don't even think that would help.
No, they need more than that.
And then we've got the French playing the Italians, which the betting odds on that are wild. If you want to make money or have a chance at making money,
Bet on Italy?
bet on Italy. It's paying $21.
Yeah. Well, we know. Yeah.
What's crazy is the betting odds for. It's not crazy, but Wales in Wales paying $8.50
To
win.
beat Scotland?
Mm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's just wild. It's crazy to see, like their downfalls thing. I did want to say something about the Irish early on, but I held it back.
do it.
Do you think Ireland are heading the same way that the Welsh are heading? Are they on the
Not
slow?
that bad.
Not
Not
that.
bad.
Listen, they've obviously lost a bunch of key players. They are got some on suspension, missing some of those big guys, and it's showing. And it's exactly what happened to Wales. Obviously, to a different extent because a whole bunch of them left all at once. But now that that's happening to a smaller degree to Ireland, feels like they're kind of heading down the same path.
Yeah, but I think that there's enough quality still within the Irish rugby that if they do have a downfall, it won't be as severe.
You reckon they've got more than enough depth? I don't think that they've got that much.
They're not. Look, I don't think unless something drastic changes with the team, I still don't believe they're going to beat their quarterfinal curse in 2027.
No, I don't even think they're going to get to the quarterfinals at this rate.
You asshole. But, you know, a lot can happen in a year and a half. Leading into 2023, around this time in 2022, they were dominating. And they just don't currently have that. But we'll see. England Ireland will be a really good gauge for both sides.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because I know you want Scotland to beat them in the World Cup more than
I think Scotland's going to beat them on their last game of the Six Nations.
It will be exciting, and they'll have to do it in Dublin. It will be huge.
Yeah, it will be a cracker. I just don't see. I don't see Ireland winning next week. I mean, yeah, I see England beating them. They're going to have,
and then they'll go on to beat Wales, and then it depends what happens. Ireland, Scotland, it's a big one.
Yeah, but I think both teams will have a bit of momentum going into that game.
You did say something earlier that we didn't get to talk about, and that was that the opening game of Super Rugby, which was Highlanders Crusaders, probably more exciting than the opening of the World Cup. Australia
Not
was on from
probably,
China.
is a fact.
And with the way things are going, Zimbabwe versus Wales is going to be the best opening game of the
That
opening
weekend.
weekend. Yes, the best game of the opening weekend is going to be Zimbabwe versus Wales.
Yeah. Can you imagine Zimbabwe get their first Rugby World Cup win of their first
Against
ever
Wales.
against their first ever rugby? Is it their first ever Rugby World Cup?
I would assume they've been in one before. I'm sure there's a way to look that up quickly.
Well, at least one that I've been alive for.
They've competed in two, in 1987 and in 1991.
Yeah, true.
And that was before South Africa played in the World Cup.
Yeah, because we were being dickheads.
So you're right. Since we've been alive, this is their first World Cup. I was born in 92, so.
Yeah, 93.
My
That's
goodness.
cooked.
Can you imagine?
That'll be so good. Man, it would be...
I hope that it's probably not. Anyway, I hope that South Africa and Zimbabwe have some alignment camp between now and the World Cup.
I don't think you're allowed to. I don't think that's a...
But wouldn't that be so cool for Zimbabwe rugby, though?
It would be. It absolutely would be. But I don't think that's allowed. You imagine, because then you could just be like, oh, New Zealand, South Africa, come, let's just tear it up, be absolute weapons, and steamroll everybody.
Can you imagine if you have they'd have like a 1 month training camp or like a 2 week training camp where it's New Zealand and South Africa and they're just sharing ideas. But Zimbabwe is our neighbor, so
But it doesn't matter. It's a different country.
I want Zimbabwe to beat Wales.
I want
Chad.
Zimbabwe to win too. I want them to beat them and Wales to go into civil war.
All right. I think rugby wise, that's all the cuck to cut at the moment.
I think so. I think we've done a good job.
I think so. I'm proud of it. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like, subscribe on all the platforms if you don't mind. Every bit helps. And that's
Actually,
yeah.
Big shout out. We hit 1,000 followers on TikTok, whatever it is. Followers, subscribers, whatever it is. We got 1,000 of you guys, which is pretty cool.
Thank you. Thanks for the TikTokers.
And we're on the way on the YouTubes. We had 880, which is exciting.
Nearly at 1,000. 1,000 would be cool. So yeah, please like, subscribe, and share.
I don't know why you turned English, but we'll keep it in.
I just want the show to end.